Hi, how's it going today? This is Thomas Steed. Just going to do a quick video on another tool. So this is the Rolling Dog Elite Performance Wall Prep and Repair Series number 50217, the folding multifunction painter's tool. They call this a 9-in-1. Now, I'm going to openly disclose this right up front so none of you guys, get confused and feel like I'm being overly biased or anything on this for the fact that they provided this to me. I reached out to them and told them that I felt that theirs looked like it was a more superior option to the Purdy that I've typically used for years. And I wanted to try it out and kind of give my 2 cents on it, and so they were kind enough to provide me with one. And there are a couple of things that I will say that I think that they could have done better on this, but all in all, I do feel like it's a superior option to the Purdy right out the gate, as well as any of the other folders. I think it's Werner. I'm not sure if Red Devil or any of them make one too. I know that the one from Werner, I believe it's Werner that makes it. It's only like a 1-inch blade. The thing's tiny. It's not worth using. The one from Purdy is slightly larger, the scraper blade, than this one. Theirs is 1 3/4, whereas this one is right around like 1 5/8. I mean, on this measurement board that I've got, it's so close. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, you can see that. It's so close. This is most likely a metric measurement, so I mean it's slightly different. Rolling Dog, if you want to, if you're seeing this and you want to jump down in the comments and give the exact measurement of that scraper blade, I'd greatly appreciate it, but it's negligible. So, I mean, it's slightly over 1/8 of an inch shorter than the Purdy, but you know what? I can't say that that is a bad thing, because sometimes you run into spaces that you need to scrape that are smaller than 1 3/4 of an inch, and it's not a large enough scraping space that's missing, less than 1/8 of an inch, for it to really affect the functionality of this thing. I think it honestly is maybe a hair more functional than the other being slightly smaller, just because it can fit into some spaces that are a little bit smaller. Now let's go over all of the different multi-purpose tools to this so that you understand and you got your crack gouger or crack cleaner. So this is for a lot of times when you're using it for painting, you'll be using that to scrape out old caulk and such things, or just scraping out cracks, because if there's dirt and junk and stuff in there, then your paint ain't gonna stay when you paint over it. But in other events, I've used that to clear out, overgrowth of grass on, the boxes for your controls on sprinkling systems and stuff like that, where the solenoids are, and sometimes there's, in-box timers and stuff like that. So I've used it to, get into boxes. It works to pry, get into stuff, there's a million different uses for this tool. I literally feel just about naked without one, just as much as I feel naked without a knife on me. After realizing how useful this thing was after using it painting. I've used them roofing, I've used them flooring, I've used this thing, not this one specifically, obviously, I just got it, but I've used this more than you could imagine. If you can imagine something this could be useful for, it probably is. Now, in any event, you have your bottle opener. You've got your pull tab to be able to use your thumb to open it. You have your quarter round cleaner, and that's for your rollers. I prefer these rather than the full half moons or half circles, because it's not as aggressive on the nap on your roller, or your fibers that are on your roller skins or roller cover, whatever you call that. In the UK they call it a pile. The nap, they refer to it as a pile, I guess. Your scraper blade that we already talked about, this is also, it doubles as a screwdriver. I honestly prefer, when I can, the paint can opener, to use that as a screwdriver. It just seems to work better for me. Obviously you have your hammer end, you've got your clip, and you've got your concave scraper, the part that's right underneath of that's, you know, for scraping stuff that's more rounded. I've used it to clean rounded corner tiles. I've used it to prep poles, you know, round metal poles, before painting those. Anything that's kind of round, this works a lot better to scrape it and clean it and do such things. I will say that I feel like this is sharper. It's got a better edge to it out of box than the Purdy's that I've purchased in the past. One thing that some people have complained about is the locking mechanism not locking. You know, if you're not making sure that it's got, you know, fully locked, that first click, it's still loose. Second clip, I'm getting it locked in place. If you're running into the problem with it being your blade lock itself not being, you know, torqued out enough, use a screwdriver, bend it out a little bit. It works fine. Now, in any event, it's also got the nail puller on it. It's functional as long as, you know, the nail's out far enough. And yeah, all in all, this is a fantastic tool, and I definitely advise picking one up. One thing that I will say, will point out some things that I noticed with mine that, you know, might be QC issues that, you know, some people might have a gripe with. But I mean, honestly, if you want, you can take and sand these edges yourself a little bit further and refinish it. But the edges on it could be finished a little bit better. I mean, you can see they sanded that one. They didn't do a very even, clean job on it. But, you know, I'm not gonna gripe for, you know, even if I would have paid for this out of pocket, it's like $10, $11 in comparison to the one from Purdy that I can't even clip in my pocket, you know, on my pocket. That runs typically around 14 up to, I mean, I think I've even seen people selling them for closer to 20. Don't quote me on it. I don't know exactly where their price is on that thing right now, but I've seen it range anywhere from 12 to 20. In any event, all in all, this is a fantastic tool, and I would definitely advise buying it. Now, after I've had it in my hands for a few months, we'll see how tough it is and how well it holds up. I don't believe that I've missed anything that I can think of on this. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment in the comment section, and thank you very much for your time. Y'all have a good one.